Well, welcome everyone to another episode of the Affinity streaming podcast. Today's movie is the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2023. Joining me to discuss, Sarah, Riley, Charlie. How are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Great. And our return guest, Alex. Alex, how are you?
I'm good.
All right. Before we get started, I ask that you guys follow us on our socials: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the Affinity Streaming Podcast. All right. Super Mario Bros. Movie 2023, rated PG, runtime of 1 hour and 32 minutes. A plumber named Mario travels to the Mushroom Kingdom. It's currently streaming on Vudu, 59% critics, 95% audience, 6.7 on Film Affinity. Charlie, kick us off. Super Mario Bros.
You know, I wasn't that into it at the start. I thought it was much better once it kind of got going, but all like the character stuff is really poorly done, I think. So but like I enjoyed like kind of like their action stuff because they just kind of did it as a game. So I mean, it's kind of fun the way they did it. But so overall, it was okay.
Well, keeping in mind that I saw the original back in the 90s, with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. And, this was a vast improvement. It was a vast improvement. However, I really liked a bunch of the Easter eggs they threw in there. Like all the sports photos in the pizza shop were from other games. Like they had Boxers Up, they had Glass Joe, and they had Bald Bull. Yeah. And apparently Mario owns an NES console. I loved those Easter eggs. As far as the acting, I thought Charlie Day was great as the voice of Luigi. I'm still kind of, the jury's still kind of out how I feel about Chris Pratt voicing Mario, but all the other, Jack Black did an amazing job with Bowser.
Yes, that was one of my favorites. And for me, like, you have to go to the mindset that is like a movie for the gamers, and also like I think like for children too, that they can enjoy it a lot. And I like it because it was short. The music was very loyal to the music in the games, and also I enjoyed a lot that Mario didn't like mushrooms. That he was like, oh, I don't want mushroom with my pasta or something. And yeah, the game is just based on like all the superpowers with the mushrooms. So I think they did a good job. Like they didn't explain a lot because usually like people like watch this movie already like play this game, so they know a little like more about the character, not the background character, but the character in situ, like like Luigi, Mario, the princess, and well, the other characters. So I enjoyed it. Was like a fun time, not thinking time, and yeah, I think they did a good job with the with the settings. And I liked a lot they put like Donkey Kong too, like in some way there. It was like a kind of like a fresh thing, not just only Mario World. So I like it.
I also enjoyed it a lot. So I first saw it in theaters with my family when it came out because like my younger siblings and cousin like wanted to go see it. And I played the video games with them, so that was just like fun to see it with them and like have that like energy. They were cracking up at all the references, so I feel like that even like added to the movie for me. And like playing all like the Mario games, I thought they did like a very good job like going through. Like they went back to like the older generation Mario, like going back to like N64 is like what I was like really starting with before like the NES, but. And then going through to like the Switch now, like they really did a good job incorporating different aspects from the games and like hitting the old school stuff, which I thought was good. And I really like want to point out the music because they did a good job incorporating all the soundtracks. Like it was to the point where it was just like bringing me back to the childhood. And I enjoyed that a lot because yeah, it's like you hear that like melody and you're like, oh, I'm like on Rainbow Road kind of thing. Yeah. So I thought they did a good job with that. And overall, like it was good. If you're not a fan of the video games, then I probably wouldn't recommend it to you because it's not like that crazy, like I don't know, of their own story. But if you played the games, yes, recommended because they did a good job.
I think everyone has played Mario. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like all kids growing up played Mario. I
Right.
actually thought about Charlie
Like,
during the soundtrack because of
Yeah.
how much you hate 80s music. Anyway, it was directed by Aaron Horvath, Michael Jelanic, starring Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, and Jack Black, which you guys mentioned. And my favorite scene of the movie was the beginning scene with the penguins attacking Bowser with the snowballs.
Yeah.
I just like I thought the movie, if the movie had made me laugh like that, I thought it would have been great. But that was the funniest part of the movie to me. Did you have a favorite scene, Alex?
A favorite scene? I wouldn't say I had a favorite scene, but I was keeping an eye out for so many of the Easter eggs, which were all over the place. I think they even did a little shout out to Minecraft because when they're looking at the map in the throne room, and all the other games have maps, that you would have to check, but this looked like it was done in the Minecraft style. So I was just like, is that a shout out to Minecraft there? And if it is, that's clever. If it's not, then they completely lost an opportunity. To your point on the music, I don't feel that they played the themes long enough. You know what I mean? Like they'd start going into and then they'd switch to something else, and it's like it could have really helped the mood if they kept playing, the appropriate music for what Mario was doing.
Yeah. I mean, that's but at the same time, like I think they want to like to incorporate a lot like another things, just not all the like old stuff. So I don't know. In my case, like the favorite like scene is when the monster plays the piano.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Ah, oh, yeah. Oh, peaches.
It is
Yeah.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Yes.
what I love it. And yeah, and also my second one was like the battle with the Donkey Kong because yeah, I felt like both games. I played both games, and I was like, oh my god, like it brought me like at both games, like the Donkey Kong with all the barrels you call it,
Barrels.
and the the Super Mario, all the tricks and the different like superpowers that he can like get. So I enjoyed that a lot. So
Yeah, that was honestly also my favorite scene was Bowser playing the piano, and I also enjoyed the little touch on the piano where it was like Ludwig von Koopa. If you saw, like,
Yeah,
on
I
the
saw that. Yeah.
It was so funny. I was like, okay, that was a nice touch there. And they had like another sequence again, like with like Bowser like practicing like getting married to Peach with the like with the wizardy one. So like those scenes, like Jack Black just like killed it as Bowser. He like channeled that energy into him so much. I just enjoyed it very, very much. Yeah, those were like some of the best scenes for me.
At the very beginning with Bowser, I for a moment thought Clancy Brown was voicing him just the way Jack Black was sort of emulating Clancy Brown, but as soon as he started singing the Peaches song, I knew it was Jack Black.
Yeah.
What did we just see Clancy Brown in? What was that?
What haven't we seen him in?
He was in John Wick. He was
John
the
Wick.
old.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
John Wick.
He was the Harbinger or something.
Yeah. He was good there.
Charlie, you have a favorite scene?
Yeah, I think the one that actually made me laugh, it was when they're having their like little heart-to-heart moment in the whale, and he's like, "Oh, my dad thinks I'm a failure," and he's like, "Your dad's right." That really that got me because it was like unexpected. Because I expected very routine, like they have their like stupid moment of like, "Oh, my dad," blah 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 blah, and I don't know, they kind of undercut that, and I kind of wish they did more of that. Because, I don't know, a lot of character scenes were kind of dull.
And
If you're
Did
looking
you have
for character development, you're not going to find it in this movie.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I feel like they didn't even really have to add that much, but just a little bit. You know who did have character development? Luigi. He had
Yes.
it's like the tiniest arc, but he goes from not being afraid to not being afraid. Look at that.
I think Donkey Kong too.
Just
Yeah, Donkey Kong too.
Donkey Kong too, because he was all like trying to make his dad proud. Like he was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was my favorite character because he was just like waving "Hi, Dad" in the audience. He like was just trying to get his dad's approval.
Did you catch who was voicing his dad?
I did not.
It was Fred Armisen.
Don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
You know who that is.
I know who that is.
This guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out to me.
No
Well,
problem.
he's in like everything now.
Yeah, he is.
It's actually annoying.
So I need to bring up Luma, the little star, because that is my favorite character.
The star?
Yeah, Luma.
Oh, the like depressing little thing that was locked up? Yeah.
It's called Luma. Come on, did you play the games or no?
I did play the games, yes.
All right, so that's Luma.
Played Mario before you were born.
Okay.
I was playing Mario when you were a twinkle in your parents' eyes. Get out of here with that.
The sad thing is he's not joking.
But every time, like, that star, like, just killed me. All the stupid, like, just, like, the energy it gave, I just found hilarious. Like, they're all like, okay, we want to survive, we want to do this. And then, like, they come in and it's like, okay, like, we're going to go sacrifice you all. And the star's just like, sweet relief or something. Like, see, like, it was just, like, all the comments were so funny. I was cracking up.
I will, like, stick with the monster.
Bowser.
The Bowser. Because I think it was the key of the movie, actually. And, yeah, I enjoyed a lot, like, the dubbing and the character. Yep.
Alex, do you have a favorite character?
Luigi.
Played by Charlie Day, right?
Yeah, and also having been someone who also was playing Mario before these guys were around, I always got stuck being Luigi because we used to actually play it. We used to actually play it in the arcade. It was a coin-op game before it was on the NES. Yes, I'm that old. And, everybody was always like, oh, okay, I'm playing Mario, you play Luigi. I'm like, okay, I'm playing Luigi. So I kind of have a soft spot for Luigi.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, in this movie, I like it a lot, but maybe I would like to have seen more of the, I don't know, like more references for the old stuff, because I just play like the Super Mario and like in the Game Boy and the Super Mario, like, how is it called? Like consola in English, like this thing, whatever.
Television?
Yeah, well, yes. So, like more the water scenes, and actually I was very annoyed. This is on a big spoiler, but I was very annoyed that Yoshi wasn't there during the whole
Yoshi
movie.
was.
yeah.
But yes, I love it that they save it for a second part. So just like having like more, as you said, like Alex, like maybe more music, like longer, and like maybe more background for Charlie audience. And it's just a little few things, but I enjoy it.
I mean, there's not much I would have changed. I think for what they were going for, they did a good job.
Yep.
It's definitely like a kid's movie, and you need to keep it short, sweet, like to the point, keep in those references. I thought they did a pretty good job. Like, the one thing I wanted to bring up, it wasn't my favorite scene, but I just enjoyed a lot, is like the Mario Kart reference. Like, they did a good job bringing in other games. And when they're like picking out the carts and like press the A button just to like select it, I was like, that's just like a funny little thing to put in there. maybe they could have done like a couple things like a little more like that, but I honestly thought they did a fine job. I wasn't expecting this to be like some great character development story movie. It served its purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
I
have
didn't
little Yoshi sitting behind you there?
Dude,
Yeah.
I know, yeah. That
Nice.
was like, oh my god, where is Yoshi? I played a lot with Yoshi. Where is he?
Awesome. Would you have changed anything, Charlie?
Yeah, well, I think we already kind of went into that, but like, really, that's like there's like very few like character moments. And I don't, and like I don't really think it's fair to say, oh, it's a kids movie. They don't have to, because like you look at something like Toy Story, that's a kids movie, but that has great characters. And also, that movie's even shorter than this one. It's an hour and 17 minutes, so it has nothing to do with like the time or the anything. It's like, or was it 117 minutes? No, it says an hour and 17 minutes.
Don't worry about like referencing like video game stuff. Like they don't have to
Yeah,
bring
but
that.
they could, like, but I'm just, my point is like they could. I guess you guys are saying like, oh, it's a kids movie, but like they
No.
can do those things.
It's because like Toy
they
Story
choose not
was
to.
the story of Toy Story was new, and I think like kind of like you need to like do that, like
Well, but I'm not talking about the story.
But Mario, you know all the characters if you have played, so it's like they didn't go for that because kids don't care, and we know them, so kind of like they didn't like do that. I mean, I don't know why they didn't, but I would like guess for that, like to keep it like the story like more moving and not. I don't know. I enjoy it.
Yeah, but I'm not asking for like a deep plot. I'm just asking for any plot. And, like,
Alex,
barely.
all right,
And, like,
Alex, would
I'm
you have
just saying,
changed anything,
like,
Alex?
You know, like the characters could be more than that. You know.
I want to let Charlie finish his thought.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Alex. He's done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, once again, having been old enough to have seen the original live action Mario Brothers, I would have liked to have seen a shout to it. I would have liked to have seen them throw something in where, like, you maybe you see two CGI versions of Bob Hotchkiss and John Leguizamo jumping around on their super boots or whatever. But they had a really good opportunity to do that, and they didn't. And also, I watched all the credits. I didn't see them give a voice part to John Leguizamo. You couldn't to Bob Hotchkiss because he's dead, but John should have been in the movie. I'm sorry, he should have. If you sat through that film, I mean, okay, for the time it was a good attempt, but it makes me appreciate this movie so much more because they could do everything in this movie that they couldn't do with live actors, but also this had at least, even if it was a weak story, it had a story. It had something you could follow that made sense, whereas the one I saw back in the 90s, it's like, what are they doing? Where is this going? Okay, Dennis Hopper's in this too. He played their version of Bowser, which was King Koopa. It just, again, I would recommend when you have 2 hours to kill, and I do mean kill,
Airplane.
check that one out because it will make you appreciate the work of art that this is.
So, Alex, tell us what you expect from the sequel.
Well, let's see. What game comes after Mario Brothers? I would expect them to try to do something similar but different. So, in other words, they're going to try to use the same formula but tell a different story. Maybe develop Luigi a little more. Maybe. Or maybe they show up in Punch-Out. That would be an interesting plot.
Yeah, they'll probably. I hope they develop Luigi more. He was like kind of fun, and he didn't really get very much to do other than be in jail. So it'd be nice if he got to do something. Now that he had his full character growth, you know, not as afraid.
Being voiced by
Bowser will get out probably. They'll probably bring in Yoshi, like you guys were saying, and then they'll do kind of the same similar thing. You know.
Yeah, they're for sure gonna bring in Yoshi. I mean, that's like everything alluding to at the end. And as Charlie said, I'm sure Bowser's gonna get out, and it's gonna be like another thing against him in another world. I hope like they bring in more of like the different worlds of Mario. They did like some references as they were like traveling and stuff, but it would be nice to bring some of those in, especially if you have Yoshi, where it's like, you know, Mario can ride him or something, and like they can move around faster. So that would be good. But
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be another Bowser battle, and he comes back and grabs Peach or something.
Yeah, I think they would do like, yeah, incorporate Yoshi for like a fresh new character, not new but new, and in another world like from Mario. So with the same thing, because that's what the game is based on, like you know, like just like go different worlds and face the monster and save Peach. So I have a question. What do you think about the role of Peach, the princess? Like they made her like this badass princess in the mushroom world.
I want to see more of like her backstory too. That was
Right?
they
I
threw it
think
in a little bit. I think
they set it up for
yeah.
like having like more backstory in there. So
yeah, and there's other princesses, right? Like we're in the Mario Kart that I remember, like some other princess.
Yeah, I mean, there's like Daisy. There's
Daisy. There you go.
I mean, there's a lot of characters you can bring in. You can bring in Wario. You can bring in Waluigi. Like, you can bring in a lot more characters if you
Toadette.
want.
Wasn't it Toadette? Yeah.
You can start to bring in all of them. So
that's what I was thinking. Where was Wario in this movie? He could have been there.
it's the
Gotta
first
save it.
one.
Save
You
it for the sequel.
Exactly. Like, and Wario came later, not in the first Nintendo. So I mean, keep it in order.
All right. Are we recommending this movie, guys?
I would.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Not to my parents, but yeah.
I would recommend to my parents.
It's a fun ride, you know, and it's like you said, it's short. I mean, you can digest it quickly.
Yeah, that's its biggest strength is that it's short. It didn't like overstay its welcome. I think if it was like one of those 3-hour ones, I would have like really hated it. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
this
like
is
fine, you know. You just
like
put it on. You go through.
water movie.
All right, Charlie, do you have a movie you want to recommend from other actors in this show here? In this,
I don't know. I like Charlie Day in general, as we've been over. So any of his stuff would be good.
Riley, Sarah?
I know Anya did like the
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Gambit, and also that's a TV show, and also I like her a lot, and also like the menu. It's kind of not that well known as the Queen Gambit, but I think it's a pretty good movie, like entertaining and maybe a little alternative, like than we see in Hollywood, or not in Hollywood, like the always like the story, you know, like I think it was like a good time. So the menu.
I'm gonna go back and recommend Jack Black in Schoolhouse Rock. That was like the first like big thing I saw him in, and like it just set my whole tone for him as an actor, and I enjoyed that movie so much. It's old now, but still solid movie.
Alex?
Well, I'm with Charlie here on Charlie Day, but there's a little movie that he's in that I'd like to recommend. And a lot of people say, well, it doesn't have a plot. And I say it doesn't need a plot. And that's called Pacific Rim. And
how did I know you were going to say that?
Because you know me. It's giant monsters fighting giant robots. You don't need a plot. But Charlie still manages to pull off a really memorable performance. And his character is actually like, he gets a lot of screen time. He actually had a big part in it. Apart from the giant robots. But, I mean, Chris Pratt's done too many things for me to even recommend anything. We all know what he's in.
Yeah. I'm also going to go Charlie Day, but it's a movie, I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's called Fist Fight with Charlie Day and Ice Cube. And it has one of the funniest scenes in any movie ever. So, Charlie Day, Ice Cube, Fist Fight. Check that out. Okay. All right. Sarah and Riley, give your shout outs of the week.
My shout out is going to based on the little end Luma sequence where she's like, "This kind of makes you want to play saxophone." My shout out is going to my cousin Zane, who plays saxophone, who like died laughing at that part in the movie theater. So shout out Zane and saxophones.
What's up, Zane? How you doing, buddy?
Mine goes to my brother and my friend Eugenia. That because my big brother, introduced me to these games. He need me to play like Luigi too, to like keep going. And he introduced me to these games, and also with Eugenia, my friend. Every summer we went to her beach sea place. She has an apartment there. And we cracked the code, and we had like infinite lives, so we could like just keep going and going playing Mario. So thank you for her that we knew that how to crack the code and
Cheated it.
and no, there's no other way to go to the final like battle in that game. So yeah, we cheat.
Some games you have to cheat on.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, Charlie, shout of the week.
Oh well, it's summer. It's like we passed the first day of summer, so
Did
shout
we?
out to summer.
I thought that was until Tuesday.
I didn't know that either. Anyway, Alex, shout out of the week.
Okay, so last month I received an N64 for my birthday, so I want to shout out to Chris Ware for giving it to me, and I'm really happy about that. That was a gift.
Nice. And my shout out is Happy Juneteenth to everyone. It's a new holiday here in America. Not new, but new to being recognized. So Happy Juneteenth to everybody. And we will see you next time on the Affinity Streaming Podcast, where we'll be doing probably one of the most plot-heavy movies we've ever done. That's Fast Sex. So we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye.